Squire de Moon, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I defend against spears, um, and what are some tactics that I use and why I use them. So I have a little spear set up here. It's kind of shit. It's the best way I could do it. If my cat will get away from the thing. All right. So it's kind of just what I'm using today. It's indoors because of the quarantine. So I'm going to do my best to show you what I do. So spears, aside from arrows, are probably going to be the thing that kills you as a red fighter the most. I'll go over some other styles, but this is still going to be mostly geared towards red since that's what I have the most experience in. There's a couple different philosophies behind it. The situations you're going to be in, that you're going to be encountering a spear. Usually it's going to be a line scenario, a skirmish, usually a duel, maybe like a kill your killer, you run around the field and you're chasing a spearman, but that's not as hard. So I'm going to stay focused mostly on situations where you're going to be fighting a spear that are going to be difficult. Lines, I'm going to start with lines because it's the easiest. When you're line fighting against a spear, you're usually not going to be able to get to the spear dude. He's got a shield guy in front of him, maybe two shield guys. Really, if you're using a 50 to 60 inch red trying to fight against a spear and two shieldmen, you're not where you probably should be in that line. You should probably go find somewhere else. But if you have to, the best thing you can do is just keep that spear guy occupied. If you're fighting an 8 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot spear, and you're like close up on your line or in your line, these shield guys aren't a problem. Like, not really. You're not presenting a threat to them. You're not trying to break their shield. You're not trying to push through the line to get past them. You are right now, the only thing that can reach you right now is that spear or an arrow. Let's just cut arrows out of the equation because if you're making a big target yourself, you're gonna get shot. But let's just assume we're not dealing with the archer problem right now. We're just focused on the spear. Spears are what kill the most people on a field battle. They get the most kills. A good spear fighter can probably spear 20 people in a minute. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, if you sit there and watch a good spear fighter on a line, you can count how many times they throw that spear out there. And they got a lot of energy. They can do that for hours. So, if you think about it, let's just say you can keep a spearman occupied for 30 seconds. That's 10 shots. Let's just say that's 10 shots. And a lot of times it's more. A lot of times that spear is going to be throwing more than just 10 shots in 30 seconds. But let's just say you do. Maybe he has an accuracy like 50%. Maybe say 10 of those shots hit somebody. Well, you've got potentially either 5 leg people or limbed people or 5 dead people. So let's just operate on that assumption. Your goal usually as a red fighter is to break shields. But if you can't get to the shields, you can't move to another spot in the line because there's pole arms, you need to find a way to make yourself useful. That could be finding a hole to break through the line, flanking, but if you can't do those things because there's like a limit on where you can go on the field, or there's just not an opportunity, and this is a respawn game, make yourself useful, do something. And you can practice fighting against one of the things that's going to kill you the most since you have the least amount of protection. So what I'll do is I'll turn my red. You can put your hand on the blade, you can do whatever, but I turn it down. I go this way. I tuck my arms in, and I do this. I mess with that spear. I come up here, or down there, wherever it is. It's usually down there, and I start messing with that spearhead. I try to pin it towards the ground, I move it out. He's trying to strike somebody over there, I push it to the ground. I do this because this is a very similar spear fighting technique. This is, you duck down low, you're defending up high, you use that spear, you can switch down here real quick, and you're screwing with that spear. You're being the most annoying you can be to that spear. Now, if you're in this position and that shield guy decides to rush you, you need to be able to change to your upward grip really quick. I can do this, and I think with a little practice, you can too. I put my hand here, tuck my arm down, this elbow, tuck it in. This arm's tucked in. And I'll turn my cross guard to defend myself if I need to, but this is what I'm doing. I'm playing with the spear. Crouch low, I'm playing with the spear. To switch my grip up, all I gotta do, even when I'm on the blade, I just use my thumb as a pivot point, pull my hand down, and slide my blade around, and come back into grip. You can do this really quickly when you're getting rushed. But by doing that, I make myself super annoying, which hopefully means that spear is gonna leave. Or I die, which sucks, and I get better with practice. Or I save the lives of whoever that spearman was trying to kill. That's just tactic 1. Tactic 2 is I'm still getting better at it, but is grabbing spears. As a red fighter, you're in a unique position, especially on a line where you can't reach nobody. You don't really need 2 hands on this weapon. In my case, I like to do this a lot. Use this to block shots, and I'll come down here and I'll try to grab that spear. Now, you might want to wear a cup or some armor because you're going to get stabbed a lot. And you're going to want to practice just grabbing that spear. You sit here, and I like having my crossguard because it means I can like pin that spear or hit it with my crossguard then grab it. But you don't have to have that. It's just nice. It makes it easier for me. And you want to kind of twist your body sideways so you're not getting hit directly in the torso every time. You want that to kind of glance off your ribs if they do hit you. And you know, you just practice online grabbing that spear or grabbing that spear when they shoot you. And a lot of times they're not going to be trying to hit you in front of you. They're going to be coming at an angle. So a lot of times you'll be over here fighting this dude and that spear is going to come over here and try to stab you. And you can grab it. Especially like I wear a helmet. They can't see where my eyes are. And when they go to stab me, I was already paying attention to that spear and I'll grab it. Now, is it easy? No. Does it suck when you miss and get stabbed in the gut? Yes. But if you're in a position where you can't break shields or you can't push through the line or you can't flank and you want to be a help to your team, occupying a spear, any spear. Don't try this against multiple spears. You're probably going to get pin cushioned. But maybe you can. Maybe you get good enough and you can do that. But those are kind of the 2 strategies that I use. Now, against a single, one lone spear fighter, I do the same thing. Except once I push in, I just push it out. I push it out and come in on them. And now, this ain't no threat to me. I try to stay out of range of a sidearm. But past that point, and they're cake to kill. You get past that point, you just rush them down and kill them. But they're going to run from you. So hopefully you can run fast, because if you can't, they're going to outrun you and turn around and come and stab you. But those are kind of how I fight spears and defend against a spear. This is just kind of what I've learned to do, and hope that helps.